Everyone knew Hargrit was an idiot. The shamans knew, the riders knew, even the lowliest snotling knew. The only one who didn't know was Hargrit. A complete buffoon, every grot in the mod debated with each other constantly about how he would die. Some thought he would get killed by an angry Auroch. Others thought he would get trampled by a herd of beasts. All agreed whatever his fate, it would most likely be incredibly violent. The first major bet for his inevitable death was when he chose his first wolf mount. Most grots simply find a wolf den and stealthily stole a pup when the mother wasn't looking. Hargrit simply walked in, a huge smile on his face as he looked at the snarling wolves like he was choosing mushrooms for his next meal. Surprisingly, Hargrit survived. One of the larger wolves taking a liking to him and protecting him from his kin. Looking at the creature, you realize why. In its own bestial way, the wolf was just as stupid as Hargrit, constantly getting lost during raids or mistakenly eating rocks and other substances whenever it was hungry. Unlike Hargrit, however, it more than made up for its stupidity, with its sheer size and incredible viciousness. Many a taunting grot finding themselves the wolf's next meal. Hargrit, wanting to emphasize the wolf's best characteristics, called him Fluffy. With his mount chosen, the two bumbled into near death constantly, finding themselves in Iron Arsenal Cannon, nearly getting stomped flat by Ironjaw's Maw Crusher, and stumbling into a Flesh Eater Court's Grand Buffet being some notable examples. This continued for a while, until his Gitmob decided it might be time for Hargrit to meet his end. Now understand, the mob felt no ill will towards Hargrit. Everyone found his escapades hilarious. However, his stumbling also tended to get a fair number of his grot brethren killed. Which was why, when a scout discovered a small group of 20 or so Skaven with two massive Skaven ogres, they realized they had their chance. The grots told Hargrit the plan. He would distract the Skaven while the rest of the mob attacked from behind, killing them all and taking all their shinies. Hargrit, being Hargrit, was all for it, babbling about the shiny bits he would find, not at all considering his grot brothers wouldn't be coming to his aid. Finding a high spot, the grots waited. They took bets on how Hargrit would end. Some thought he would be captured before he made the distraction. Others thought he would be eaten whole by a rat ogre. None of them thought they would see Hargrit riding his wolf into the middle of the Skaven mob, screaming at the top of his lungs, "I'm a distraction!" The Skaven were, unshockingly, surprised. A lone screaming grot, the last thing they expected to see. They would have quickly rallied, however, if the sudden appearance of the grot didn't cause a panicking ogre to try to stomp on Hargrit, missing him and turning its two beast handlers to mush. Without their handlers, and with a wolf nipping at their heels, the two rat ogres went into a frenzy, hitting anything close, missing Hargrit, but turning nearby Skaven who hadn't fled into ripped meat. Eventually, this led into a fight between the two rat ogres. A fight which ended with both rat ogres dying from their wounds and toppling to the ground, right on top of Hargrit. When the grots arrived to loot the bodies, they were surprised to find Hargrit and his wolf still alive, the rat ogre bodies barely crushing them. As the grots pushed the dead massive Skavens aside, Hargrit opened his eyes. Looking up at the closest grot, he smiled a stupid smile and simply said, "Did we win?" Small, green, and vicious, the Gitmob Grots are the annoying and diminutive thugs of the mortal realms. Lacking their Auroch cousin's size and strength, they rely on cunning and numbers to take down their foes. To that end, they employ all manner of tools to accomplish this goal. Grot wolf riders and chariots chomp at the enemy's flanks, while grots and their shamans lead the rear, swarming those too slow to reach the safety of their fellows. When the enemy are distracted, they are attacked by nasty skulkers, black-clad grots who stab their enemies from the shadows. The only thing that matches the grots' viciousness is their cunning, using it to create lethal contraptions of war. The most common are the grot spear chuckers and rock lobbers, devices which launch long-distance death on their foes. On occasion, when the numbers and fighting fervor is just right, they will employ Doom Diver catapults, a weapon that fires grots willing to die just for a chance to leave the realms in one impressive and lethal bang. Even the most pathetic of the Gitmob Grots help in their fighting. When they aren't cooking, cleaning, or being a nuisance, Snotlings stab defenseless foes already brought down by their bigger grot cousins. Some are even smart enough to build simple machines, pump wagons to get them closer to the enemy when the grots are looking, or get them further away when their grot masters are distracted. To be a Gitmob Grot is to be a vicious little ball of spite, to kill your foes with whatever is handy, and brag about it later to whoever will listen. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video about the Gitmob Grots in Age of Sigmar. The little green thugs of the Mortal Realms. If you like it, please like, subscribe, and comment, and if you really like it, consider giving to my Patreon. With the extra money, it gives me the time I need to work on these stories that I love. Anyway, thanks for listening/watching, and see you next time.